I'm excited. I'm really excited about what's happening. I have realized that OpenAI have produced another gem. It's called Build Your Own GPT, and I've been playing with that extensively. Yes, extensively. Let me tell you this. I've had to be even working on some stuff, even I can't tell you the time, honestly. But I'm not going to tell you how to access that. I'm going to leave some links in the description section. You can go there. My aim is to just show you the potential of the tool and to sign up and to also get information on how to join OpenAI and so forth. You need to really check out the links that I provided and access them. All right, so it will be for another video maybe, but not for this one. I'm just highlighting the potential of building your own GPT. Yes, it has the power. It has the power to change how you think and how you work, and you can design your own GPT for your own purpose. And that's what I'm taking you into, the world that you can build. So stick around as I take you on a journey. And just bear in mind, I'm just demonstrating at this point in time. I'm not talking about the ethical issues because I've done so many videos on that. Of course, it's still a dominant theme as it relates to citing materials and ensuring that the work is authentic. So stick around and let's get into the demonstration. It promises to be eye-opening to you. So sit back and just watch in amazement. If you've done it before, that's all right. And if not, remember to share the material with others too as you engage. I want everyone to be a part of the journey as it relates to AI. AI is not just for one person, not for some, but for everyone. So get on board. Here we go. So here we go. I have been able to really sit down and consider a few elements of what I wanted to create. So I created one called Dr. Jowallah's Caribbean History. And of course, it will take you into the aspects of history of the Caribbean. So I've clicked on it and it's taking me to the point where it's populating at this point in time. And it's going to ask me, what do I want? So I need to put in a prompt, of course. So let us put the prompt in. And I'm going back into my high school days because I want to go back into a topic that I really enjoyed when I was studying history. The topic is connected to Caribbean history, and it is connected to United States involvement in the Caribbean. So that is my prompt. I want to know more about United States in the Caribbean between the year 1900 and, of course, let us see what I'm coming up with at this point in time, 88. Now, let us see the work. All right, just making a little correction here, just going with it at this point in time. And it starts to populate. It gives me the outline as it relates to the early 20th century military involvement or intervention. And it goes on and it's populating relevant information that I studied back in Jamaica in my days in high school. Not in great detail like this, but of course, it is doing a good job by populating. And I can see from this aspect that some of the information is very relevant and indeed factual. So I wanted to go a bit deeper, and I designed the GPT with the aim of getting deeper information. So it's asking at this point in time if the user needs additional information. And I said I want to know more about Cuba and United States relationship during this period of time. And of course, I put that query in because I want to know what's happening or what was happening in that time, and let me see if it's able to pull the information that I think would be relevant. So let us watch and see again. It's a wonderful tool to be using to really get background information on a topic that you're looking at. Now, here it is. It's giving me the information. It starts off with the 20th century and to the 1950s. It talks about the Cuban Revolution in the 1950s, of course, and it talks about post-revolution tensions that are still taking place, I guess. Now, it goes on and gives detailed information, and from the overview, from my perspective, more seemed relevant at this point in time. I would have to go back and check, but it is a foundation to have this information to be able to move forward, and it's continuing to populate based on what I've done as it relates to designing the GPT. Now, that's important when you're putting in your foundational work. You have to take time to design what you're designing, Because if I did not design it and did not test it and refine it, then that would be a problem. So it's asking if I wanted more information. And I'm saying at this point, no, I don't really want any information, but I might want something else. But it's asking me if I want more information, but what I'm saying is, I don't want any more information, but I want a lesson plan. And I've designed this GPT with the capacity of designing a lesson plan as it relates to certain framework that I've already placed in. And it's populating, of course, again, that lesson plan. That lesson plan will be connected to the content that I've given, and of course, that you have researched, and it's going to pull it out. It's giving some questions here, and of course, highlighting some content area, the activities that's necessary, and of course, possible assessments. And it will go through the process of populating everything that is necessary here, and of course, homework, and it will go through. It's asking me now if the lesson plan is all right. And I'm saying at this point in time, yes, I am ready to go. It is all right. And of course, I want a citation at some point in time. I'm saying at this point, it's just a start of where we are going. So we have to embrace it. Now, I want to just tell you that there's so many things happening. And I'm doing this to ensure that people that I know, and generally people who want to know about AI, can learn about AI using this sort of framework, learning from others. And I've always been learning from others. Now, I want to take you to another stage because I think it's so important. There's a citation popping up again. I want to take you to another stage where I just want to show you another thing that I designed. I've designed several GPTs, and these GPTs are going to help me to move a long way as it relates to my processes and so forth. So just hold on as I go to another page at this point in time, but I think that's all right. And of course, and let me see, if I wanted to evaluate this lesson that was planned, I could have done it by putting in a prompt based on what I put in the ChatGPT system. It would allow that to take place using the prompts that I have already set up. Now, let me take you to my course architect. This is where I can design an outline for a course. And I think it's so important that we look at this one. So I've already clicked on something, and it's going to already ask me what I need to do. It's asking me some critical questions that I need to respond to. So let me see what I put here. What I want to focus on is the civil rights era, and of course, the history in that time. And let me see what audience I want. It's going to be for undergraduate students. Let us see how this GPT operates. Because as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about my content and thinking about what's necessary. So let me see what it gives me at this point in time. I don't think I really tried this one before. So we're just correcting a few things here and we'll move on. So let us see where we go at this point in time, where it takes us. So just a little correction as it relates to civil rights. We're going to put an S on that and move forward. And of course, make sure that that's done correctly and move forward. Yes. Let's see what it brings forward now. Of course, it's thinking at this point in time, thanking me, and of course, going to give me the course objectives. It's giving me what I need to do because I've already stated that it's a 6 weeks course. It's compressed. It's online. I put that all in the prompt. And it talks about online presence, which I think is important to me. So I've already put that in because I don't want to set it and forget it course. And of course, it's outlining the objectives as we go through, giving me an overview of what I need to teach. It's not saying here's the content. I think I have a responsibility to my students to really engage in the content to ensure that what they're getting is peer-reviewed and authentic content. Now, I go here now, it pauses and says right now, what do I want? And I say, all right, I wanted them to go further. So it's giving me more information as it relates to what I prompted it to do, because it did ask me a question. And here it is again, pulling out the content and responding to various issues such as assessment. And of course, it goes through what I need to do. And of course, gives a detailed overview. If you wanted to stop and pause to see what's doing, that's fine, because I'm just doing it in real time as it relates to how it is producing the stuff. I'm not stopping. And of course, it gives me the rubric, and I'm looking at it, the level, the attainment, and what needs to be done. And of course, what I need to do in order to have a successful course. It says if I wanted to go further, I said no. At this point in time, it is asking me about assessment strategies and so forth. And at this point, I'm saying, please do an overview as it relates to the quality of the plan that was designed here. And it's going to give me an overview of the quality as it relates to this plan. Talks about the strengths of the plan, gives me an overview of what the strengths are and areas for improvement. So I think, again, it's evaluating the same content that I have already tried to develop here using the GPT. Remember, I have elements at the back end that I put into prompt, so I'm getting certain things. Gives me an overall conclusion. It might give me a correct citation. It's a hit and miss situation, but I could use my own citation that is over on the right-hand side. I want to say that we are indeed in a wonderful time as it relates to creativity. But as we use our creativity, we have to remember that it's important to understand the ethics in using it. Remember, it doesn't solve all the problem. We have our work to do. It will enhance our work, our productivity, but it will not replace what we need to do as it relates to our check and balances. And of course, I'm going to stop at this point in time. There are so many that I've created. I've created one for early childhood education as it relates to health and safety in their environment. I've created another one that's called, of course, African American history. I've created so many of them. It's just fun having to do this and see it populating itself. Now, my question to you is, what can you create? Are you a creator? And I would say to you at this point, you are indeed a creator. Now, I've completed the demonstration, and I want you to understand that there are some links that you can go to right now in the description of this video to access information. I've also placed some instructions regarding how you can actually set up your own GPT at this point in time. Notwithstanding, I have provided you with the materials that you can access this. In using the technology that I've just shared, remember, there's some ethical issues that you have to take in consideration. You have to take in consideration the ownership of it, and you have to develop aspect of the content further. You can't just use this content like this. You can see that. Individuals, however, could have used it and populated and continue to populate the materials just because they want to. But what it brings you to is that everyone will have the same content. I don't believe in that. I believe in researching, having a framework, yes, but researching and getting the material to fit your context and to fit your time. So at this point in time, I want to say, please share the video. Remember to subscribe. I'm making this video, and this is my 250th video that I'm celebrating at this point in time. So share it. And of course, remember to subscribe to the channel. I promise you that I have many more things coming on the horizon. Themes, I'm always talking about certain themes connected to history, connected to technology, and connected to inclusion. Of course, technology makes a connection to AI. So thanks for joining me, and remember, share the content. And of course, remember, the technology is moving, and if you are not on that train, you're going to be left behind.